side by side. Dakenu Bakodesh, we started to do, it's the third week in a row, Q&A. Public. We used to actually do it at the end of the shiurs, but I think now it's better if we do it in different segments. Anyone have any questions? Any topic?
Ben,
go.
So,
I answered this question. Go.
Just to clarify the question.
What's the question?
The answer. The answer was, I guess, commitment.
First question.
The desire. How do you increase the desire? Commitment.
How do you increase the desire to do Torah mitzvot? Right?
And therefore you can apply that to anything.
Correct. You increase it by wanting to be attached to it. That's number one. We have to understand what that means. If I want something from my spouse, it doesn't make a difference, me personally or the idea. I have to make it seem, right, that I'm willing to do anything for her. Automatically, when she sees that, she starts to water down, and whatever I desire comes true. It's a psychological game. It's the way it is. That's life. That's humans. Now, if I don't show that I want, what happens? I'm not going to get it. The difference is, with God, that doesn't work. You can't just show like you want. He's not a statue. We don't believe in idols. He's Ein Sof. He knows, sees, and feels everything that you can imagine. So I have to build a desire to want. How do I do that? By actually saying to myself, I really want.
That's it?
Yeah. I tell you why. When you say it and you start acting on it, automatically you're building that habit of I do want. I do want. I want. Now, here's the problem. The problem is when you start doing things for validation of others, that's where everything breaks. Everything will break at that moment. Meaning, you don't go to a minyan that you know someone's going to say, psh, wow, you wake up so come every day. 4 days in a row, you're already coming to the minyan. Kol hakavod lacha. Or you go out with your friends and you start to pick more tzniut on yourself, and suddenly there's always that 2-3 girls. Wow, you became a rebbitzin overnight. What's going on? And you look over there like, no, I didn't. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me and God. It's between me and God. It's between me and Hashem. It's my relationship with Him. The same way how you wouldn't want any other guy to get in between you and your wife, or between you and your husband. Same thing. You shouldn't want another person to get involved between you and Hashem. It's none of no one's business. What is it to you? I'm not serving you. You're not my God. I'm serving God. I'm growing in steps, step by step. I'm growing. And I'm not content with my Yiddishkeit. I still want to grow. I'm not happy. But you daven nets and you wear 2 tefillins. No. That's all good on the outside. I want to feel Hashem at every second of my life. I want to be fanatic. Yeah, I want to be fanatic. I want to live. I want to walk on the floor. I want to walk on the street and say, I feel God. It's great. It's being high without being high. It's the greatest feeling in the world. It's being on ecstasy to the highest level. Because you know what the difference is? The guy that's laughing at you cannot relate to you. So for him, you're an idiot. You're stupid. But really, in the reality, he just doesn't. He doesn't understand. He cannot grasp it even. He cannot grasp that feeling. So he's looking at it like you're crazy, and you're looking at him like such a misken. I feel bad for him. Like I wish you were Shlema, not me. I've reached that. That was around exactly. I want you to know that our avot and their head was God 24/7. But not God 24/7 and I'm a couch potato. No. Having godliness means I have to work. How much more I can reveal Him in this world. More work, more organizations opening up, more chesed, more jobs, more parnasa, more tzedakot, more kids, more helping people. Not less, more. Not less, more. You understand? That's the difference. But you have to start by trying to attach yourself. And you know, the best thing is a chabura. Chabura is a group of guys or a group of girls that you have that in you. Like, You guys lean on each other to push yourselves. And there is no judging. You gotta take out being judgmental. You gotta take it out of the picture. Take it out. No one knows what anyone's going through in life. You can't judge. When I'm telling you this, I'm not judging you. If I would judge you, I would roast you, you would want to cry. I'm not judging you. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that if you need to lean, I'm here. I'll pick you up. I don't care. I've done it to hundreds of students and I'll continue doing it. You gotta keep on going. You gotta keep on going further. Second question. Any questions over here? It's okay to ask questions. No? Next. Go.
Instead of Mishnah Berurah, the importance of praying tefillah b'tzibur, especially Shmonayis, that it's worth skipping certain parts of tefillah to make minyan with tzibur, to make tefillah with the tzibur. Now let's say somebody finds them, like they're able to come to minyan in the mornings, but they find themselves having better kavanah. Let's say they're able to say the full tefillah, everything's much better praying at home. What would be considered better? Praying in minyan where, let's say they're not going to be as
Praying in minyan.
concentrated praying with minyan?
Praying with minyan. And I'll tell you why. Learning to focus will not teach you in a closed room. You will never learn to focus in a closed room. You will only learn to focus in the place that you have a problem to focus. That means I will not be able to learn how to really have a dbekut to HaKadosh Baruch Hu unless I'm in an uncomfortable place right now. I can't. Over here, especially if you daven on Ashkenazim, he's davening loud over here. This guy over here is davening somewhere else than the Chazan. The Chazan is in another place. I'm over there, and I'm putting on my tefillin, I'm going slow. No, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. You take your Siddur, word for word you say, you know right now, the only thing that's going to help you to daven, really, help you to daven properly, is if you start to learn what you're saying. If you don't know the translation, don't pray in English. I didn't say that. Pray in Lashon Kodesh. But in your spare time, and everyone has spare time. You want me to prove it to you? Yeah? Yeah? How much screen time you have? Right? I don't need to prove it to you. You know, every Sunday, everyone gets a pop-up on their phone. Today, your screen time, your week's screen time is 7 hours this whole week, or 9 hours.
1 hour 30.
A day. I'm sorry, 9 hours a day. 7 hours a day. I don't have time, Rabbi. Oh yeah? Let me see your screen time. Don't tell me you don't have time. Everyone has time. Hour a day? An hour a day, your screen time. Half an hour.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
I think it's gonna be WhatsApp takes a lot of like the phone calls that you're on WhatsApp and put on screen time. That's mainly, if you really see, it's mainly my life.
What's up for
It's calls, it's a lot of calls. It is that.
I guarantee it. If I calculate through your phone book all your calls that you had through WhatsApp, it maybe will be, I'll give you
Just later.
35%. 35% is of that screen time is from the WhatsApp phone calls.
Because I have 4 hours and 2 hours. 50%. 2 hours on WhatsApp. And
You tell me you're not in any chats.
no chats.
No chats? You're not watching anything on the chats, any texting
No.
and phones and any of that?
No, it's mainly calls.
50%.
Yeah.
2 hours you're wasting every day? 2 hours you're wasting every day?
How do you know it's wasting?
2 hours you're wasting?
That's helping me. I'm serious. Sometimes you want to just chill.
You know what you sound like now? You know what you sound like? You know those guys that are on drugs?
Look at it.
And I was like, stop being on drugs. Rabbi, I connect better to God when I'm on the drug, Rabbi. Who are you lying to? Who are you lying to? Yeah? How?
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I think 2 hours is normal. Out of 24 hours, 2 hours, my phone's fine.
Okay, you know what? Don't breathe for 2 hours a day.
That's different, bro. What are you
It's
talking
not
about?
different! It's the same thing! Because you're wasting 2 hours, you're throwing in the garbage, it's useless.
2 hours not beating, you're dead.
I know.
20 seconds, you're not beating your dad.
No. 9 minutes, 5 minutes, I think.
can hold
The
your
oxygen
breath
doesn't
Okay,
make you
sorry,
right.
5 minutes.
Shh, listen.
Sorry.
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is as follows. Listen. You know what you can do in 2 hours every day if you use it wise? Forget about learning Torah. Forget it. How much outreach you can do, how much chesed you can do, how much you can open up a company in those 2 hours of every day you invest 2 hours of your time. That's what you can do in those 2 hours. And instead, what are you doing? You're watching some people dance. You're watching shoes. What are you watching? Basketball? Well, what are you watching? A kushi jumping from one side of the court to the other side of the court. That's what you're getting, and you're imagining, wow, I could have been him maybe in the next lifetime, right? Well, what game do you have? Absolutely nothing. So who are you waiting? Who you lying to again? You're lying to yourself. Shh, don't have to say, oh, you better. Don't judge. Just shh. We spoke right now not to be judgmental.
He's judging me, so I'm coming back.
So here's the answer. Don't do that.
2 hours a day, for besides Shabbat, is 26 days, 24 hours. It's a whole month.
It's a whole month you wasted.
On your phone.
You know what that is?
That's crazy.
24 hours.
I'm not
16 hours.
Yeah,
24 hours.
Promise you that way much better than
Okay, wait. Go ahead. So did that answer your question? You have to, no matter what, you have to daven b'minyan. You find the corner. Find the corner. It doesn't make a difference. You gotta be in the minyan.
You should make minyan app.
There is thousands of them. You have to daven in minyan. You can concentrate. You will learn. You will train yourself to concentrate in the minyan. That's what will happen. Ask kids that have ADHD. I can't concentrate. I can't. But when they get forced to in college or they get forced to in certain things, they can't. They already don't say that anymore. They're not fast. They're and they just do what they gotta do. You know why? Because at that moment for them, that's extremely important. How about for you? That means it's not extremely important for you yet. You'll get there, but not yet. Priorities create foundations.
Grow slowly, one thing at a time, at a moderate pace, or everything.
You have to know, what does everything mean?
Not everything. Like claiming responsibility, really connecting, like what you're saying, like emet, responsibility.
I need an example.
For example,
Are you gonna? I don't think
I'll tell you.
Judaism has to do with wearing black and white.
No, I'm saying for me right now.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I started praying every day.
Okay, 3 times a day.
No. Shacharit.
Okay.
Minyan. Should I take it? I had someone tell me, first start once a week, twice a week, whatever. I decided, I'm gonna do it every day, and I did that. But what if I say, I'm gonna do all 3 a day? Maybe I'll burn myself out. Maybe there's gonna be volatile growth. I want to know.
You will burn yourself out.
What do you do? You're saying go to Minyan, then you're saying burn yourself out.
So I'm gonna explain. First of all, biklaliyut, generally, everyone should take it all and knock it down. There's always yotzei min haklal. There's always separate questions. There's always personal things. If you start to go every day, make a thing for yourself. You're gonna start going also on RV time. You're gonna start doing that. Once you for 1 month straight go for shacharit, you're gonna start go arvit 3 times a week, including a Friday and a Saturday, 1 more day of the week, and slowly build yourself up. But it doesn't mean you don't pray at home. No matter what, you're still praying at home. No matter what mincha, you're still praying. No matter what, that's not the question. But the growth has to be I'm growing, I'm going up, and that's how people say, Rabbi, I do enough. No, you don't. You also breathe in more than enough. Stop breathing. Make me a favor. More than enough. We're missing oxygen in the world. Global warming. You did enough already. Just dig yourself and go under already. No, it's not enough. Gonna grow. Shomer nigia, tzitzit, kippah, tefillin, kashrut, chagim, kivud av ha'em, and tefillot, tehillim, and you build yourself up. You build yourself up. Kovei itim laTorah, very important. These are very important things. You want to know why? I tell you why. Because when you have these priorities, in your life, they become the foundation of your marriage. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very hard. It's very difficult and hard when either a male or a female, after they're married, when they want to grow in religion, because usually the other one is not with them.
So how does that balance go into?
So when you do it before, automatically whatever you're seeking or whoever you're seeking understands this is who he is. You're already not looking in a place that you know is not there. I'm not going to look there because this is not my clientele. LMI, when you're going and you get married and you picked a different clientele, not because you don't want to or she can't or he can't, chas shalom. It's about comfortability. That's what it is. If a man is smart enough, which I don't think there are any of these men alive anymore, I think there are very few of them that know how to convince the other one in a way that will grab them to want it too, but I will not tell you to take that chance. In order for you to have that kind of life of priority, you have to start doing it before you're married. You can't. You know what it is for a girl that just got married? I'm not joking with you. And that guy says, okay, I have to go pray Arvit now. I'll be back in an hour. For them, it's like, no, I want you to stay home if you have a good relationship. I want you to stay home. But what happens automatically if you're a person that always did it? She knows he's praying Arvit no matter what. This is who he is. It's God. But if he goes once in a blue moon, you know what she says? She doesn't say Arvit. Oh, you want to see your friends? Ah! Are you going to chill? Ah! Automatically, what happens? You shot yourself in the foot. And then who's to blame? You. And then why are you crying to the rabbi? Because you're a sucker. You did it to yourself. Now, I'm not telling you to do it in order to be fake. No. Do it and be genuine. Be genuine. Because your kids are going to learn from you. Your kids. I have mothers that call me, my daughters are not sanua. I said, can I ask you a simple question? Simple question. At home, not outside, at home. At home, are you sanua? Do you cover your hair at home? Oh no, I have to run up, down. I said, so why are you giving your daughter a speech if you yourself are being a contradiction? Okay, I know. Who are you lying to? Who? But I'm home. I don't care what you are. Well, why are you coming giving me a Megillah when you yourself coming with such issues? Fix yourself. Let the kids see. Ima's working on herself. Automatically, it will start to affect the children. It's that simple. You know why it's not simple for some people? They're not willing to do the work. They don't want to do the work. Okay, you don't do the work now, you'll cry later. That's the way I see it. Any other questions over there? Go ahead.
You said that your dad said like he was either gonna go 100% or nothing.
Okay. My dad's first of all, my dad's old school.
Isn't that kind
Second of all, my dad's Israeli. Third of all, he grew up in a generation that there's no 50-50. I'm not gonna tell you to be like that. I wish you would. But I'm not gonna tell you to do that because you're not gonna handle it. I'm gonna be honest. I know you personally. Step by step. But step by step doesn't mean I'm in the same step for 1 year. Because that's what's been happening. Step by step means every couple of weeks I'm upgrading to a different thing. Or I'm continue growing in that same thing. And I'm not doing it for others. I'm doing it for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what I'm doing. That's who I'm doing it for. Very important. We're not here to worship God for other validation. We're not here for validation. I don't need validation. After I die, I'll get validation from Kudsha Brichu. If. I don't want to get into that topic now. But we're not here for validation. You okay?
Yeah. Probably not.
What's your question?
You're doing it in terms.
possessed for sure.
What do you think about? I heard there was one rabbi. He said he was talking about like the Bukhari. And he said a big bad thing is that that we were taught that everything that we do has to come with a reward.
Correct.
So are we doing it for Hashem and therefore also for us, or it's split?
If you would understand that your reward is doing the actual mitzvah, you'd comprehend everything in a different level.
Therefore, the next.
I'm explaining to you. I'm going to explain to you. There's a Chazal. It says schar mitzvah mitzvah, schar avera avera. The reward of a mitzvah is a mitzvah, and the reward of an avera is an avera. What does that mean? So everyone will tell you something else. If you do one mitzvah, God will grant you to do another mitzvah. I don't see how that's a reward, if you ask me. So listen to this. What is a mitzvah? What is it?
Decree. Commandment.
No, but what is it? I know it's a commandment, it's a decree, it's a doing, but what is it?
Something that brings you closer to God.
It's a revealment of God on this world. If I would understand and comprehend that the reward of me doing something good is revealing God on this world, there is no greater reward than that. The problem is we don't see it that way because we became so physical. We think reward has to be something physical. Not knowing that physicality itself is the lowest of the lowest reward. Because everything physical is temporarily in existence. But to reveal Hashem on this world is everlasting. It's forever. So your actual reward of doing a mitzvah is doing the mitzvah. So now you're going to tell me, so what the heck's the point? What kind of reward is that? The problem is because you don't understand what revealment is. Revealment is when someone sees you, he sees God. That's why holy people, when you see them for some reason, I'm not talking about, it could be someone's very simple, but someone that does Torah mitzvot, there's some people you see like, the guy has like a shine coming at him. Who's this person? You know why he has that? Because his existence is just revealment of God. That's his reward. It's such a deep concept, but it's something that's looked like garbage. Because we're so chomri, we're so physical. We think reward is car, reward is some sexy ass wife we're gonna have, reward is some money. That's not reward. That's not reward. That's what you give a child just to shut his mouth. Here, take a candy. That's not reward. Reward is the revealment of God. That's reward. I'm not telling you revealment now. You're gonna go to sleep and suddenly you can say, I saw God. We don't believe in that garbage. We're not Christian over here. Revealment means when we do, wow, feel it. Feel good.
Feel the energy.
Feel it.
So through that, you will get everything.
You have everything if you do that! That's the point! You don't see negative. Even the negative that someone would think is negative, it comes to you in a way that's really all positive. I needed to go through this structure in order for me to understand this is what I need in my life. My tragedies is not a tragedy, it's really a blessing. Oh, I don't see it that way? Because I have so many shells that are covering my eyes. But in reality, it's the greatest blessing. Because if not, God wouldn't give it to you. Think of it that way. We don't think of it that way. Why? Because we grew up in a society that everything has to be negative and dark and chitzoni. The exact opposite. Yiddishkeit is the exact opposite.
I'm trying to say that through that enlightenment, through that comes more. That's the path.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's the path to
Correct.
That's the easier
Yes.
path. That's the
only path.
to that same thing.
That's why it's either you have it or you don't have it. There's no 50-50. Go ahead.
Two things. One, kind of on that topic, is it like wrong to want those things, like a nice car and nice
No,
things?
it's not wrong.
Is it
I'm
wrong
not gonna lie to you.
Is it wrong to have it?
It's not wrong to have it either if you use it for positivity in this world.
What's the positivity?
Whatever it is.
Flexing on the ground.
Whatever it is. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay, another question.
It depends,
Yeah.
right? If you have someone that lives a certain lifestyle, it's because it gives them a certain way of networking. You know what the problem of having all these glamorous things is? When a person that has it thinks he's better than everyone else. That's the problem.
Yes and no.
The reality is that he's not better. He just has a different mazal than you. That he has it and you don't. But if he comes to shul and his nose is 1 centimeter high, just a centimeter or a millimeter, sort of small like this, everything he has comes from klipa v'sitra achar. All to the negative. Everything. Because when you understand that everything you have comes from Hashem, your ego vanishes at that second. That's the difference. So if you have it, and when you have it, you have a certain kind of tava or wow. You're not doing it for Klal Yisrael. That what? Oh, I have these certain things because I'm here to represent something. I'm here to network more, in order to connect more, in order to get more money, to help with this organization. Or I'm doing it. Look at me. I'm chilling. What chilling? With your watch and everything, straight to Gehinnom. You're living a fake life. Let me see your shalom bayit. I want to see your house. I want to see your house. I want to see your kids. I want to see the family. I'm not saying all of them have bad chas shalom. The purpose and the need for it shouldn't be for that. Second question.
What are your opinions or halachas about sports betting?
Sports betting, good question. There's actually a whole thing on it in Shulchan Aruch. It depends if you are in Israel or you're in America. That's number one. In Israel, you're betting against Yehudim. So Rav Vadi says you can't even be in Ed.
No, you're betting on sports.
I know. He did like this. In Israel, they bet on soccer. You know how you have the lottery? Yeah. They have like that in Israel for sports. I don't know if you know that. Rav Vadi holds people that do that cannot be in Ed even at a wedding. He's a pasula edut. We're not going to get into that right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. In America, sports betting, you can do it. Why? Because Rov Rubam, if not all of them, are goyim. You're not betting on a Jew. First of all, you're betting on the actual company. You know how the sports betting? Which one? Which online you talking about?
Yeah.
So there is a you are allowed to do that.
One of my rabbis said
I don't suggest it. Two things. Number one, it builds bad habits. Number two, it's money that wasn't really earned. Unless you're really a fanatic and you follow the games and you follow the players and you know the track rate and so on and so forth. But I do not suggest it.
I mean, how's it not earned? If God wants you to win, you're going to win.
No, that's a couch potato.
No, that's not true.
Yes.
Money
I truly believe that. Like, anything I win or lose, I know it's from God.
Yes, you believe that. But a person cannot say, I'm going to now sell drugs to minors.
Yeah, that's different.
Why? It's the same thing.
It's affecting other people.
This too, it's affecting you. The most important person. It affects you. If you're supposed to make the money anyways, right? Might as well make it in a different way. Something that you know 100% is allowed. Now, I'm not going to tell you you're doing it. No. There is a heter for it, but a person shouldn't do it. A person shouldn't sports bet. It's very simple. I wouldn't suggest it. Just builds bad habits. Bad habits. Any other questions? Go ahead.
How do you attain peace of mind in terms of balancing your spiritual life with your raising children, spending time with your wife?
So this is the problem. The problem is we think we need a balance.
So what is it? How do you?
It has to be unified. When things are unified, you don't need a balance because they're one. For example, right? How do you bring more spirituality to the household? This is a big problem I have with a lot of married people that are already in their 40s and 50s. When they start growing in Torah and Mitzvot, they never include their spouse. They start to do drastic steps on their own, which causes a major setback on their family. Why? Because one is growing and the other one is left behind. Now, how do you push them up? Right? Both, either male or female. Now, each case is different. But in general, good morning, The way to enhance that both of them grow together is if the growth is done together. If the growth is not done together, automatically there is a problem. Now here's another question that you should ask. How come if one doesn't want to change at all and one wants to change? What do we do? It's a big problem. There's cases like this, a lot of them. And for that has to be done in a private one-on-one. Every case is different. Sometimes, most of the time, you'd be surprised. It's not that they don't want to change. The problem is more of there's a psychological principle problem in the head of why should I do something for him or for her out of my way in order to do something. But going back to the first question, if a person that says I need to balance my physical work, my physical life and my spiritual life, that's a problem. That means he doesn't include his spiritual life with his physical life. And as a Jew, our gift as Jews is to put them together. Our physical life has to be on the foundation of our spiritual life. And if not, that's when everything starts to break. That means your work has to revolve around your tefillah, and your mitzvot, and your limud Torah. Your wife's schedule and your schedule has to be based on that. I don't know, religiously, if a man doesn't spend every day at least half an hour, 45 minutes with his wife, he's doing a problem. He's doing a problem. If a man doesn't help and contribute in the household, if it's doing the dishes, cooking, cleaning, helping, he's doing a problem. The Torah doesn't say to be religious and that makes you exempt from helping your spouse. This is a nonsense. Because the truth is, everything you really have is because of her. What does a man really need in his life? What does he need?
Food.
An apartment and food. He doesn't really need anything else. He doesn't even need a bed. Men are simple creatures. We're very simple. We don't need anything really. So everything that we get additional to that is only a bonus, and that bonus comes from who? From her. So automatically all the shefa comes from who? From her. And if we would know that and invest our time and power in them, how much better would our lives be? The problem is we don't do that. Why? Because we have something called ego.
Oh.
Can I ask you a question? You saw John, you got some extra power? Come sit over here, please. Come sit over, seriously. Mr. Candino, sit over here. You understand? That's the problem. And this is the story of Hanukkah. The story of Hanukkah was the Greeks, not over there. The Greeks didn't understand how the Jews can be both physically and spiritually at the same time. For them, it was either you're totally spiritually or you're totally physically. When they saw the Jew, they became crazy. Like, how is this possible? They're going to pray. Imagine Bitul Torah. That's the worst thing in the world. Imagine going to pray and going to work within the same hour. They thought we were crazy. How do you serve God and serve yourself together? Not knowing that when you serve yourself, which we don't, everything is really serving who? Hashem. Even our work that you work is for who? It's because we're here to enlighten this world.
Say when we work.
Well, even when we work, sure. If you do it b'tara b'kedusha, not if you're a ganav, chas v'shalom. If you're a ganav, you're going to Gehinnom with all your money, bevat echad, in one shot. And not only that, your kids and your grandkids will have to suffer for it. Yeah, what did you think? You think you're off the hook?
Of course not.
They're not off the hook too. Your wife, your whole life.
But don't we say a child shouldn't suffer for his father's mistake?
Correct. We have to understand really what that means.
What does that mean?
We're not getting into now. That's talking about Gilgulim, but we're not going to get into that right now. Yeah, we're not going. There's always there is tshuva, but imagine for gneva you have to pay back everyone their money. That's part of the tshuva. We have to understand what tshuva. We think tshuva is. I'm sorry, Hashem, I won't do it again. No problem. That's for tefillah. That's between Adam lemakom, between you and God, but not between you and a man. I can't go to someone, embarrass the heck out of him, and say, Hashem, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Oh, 1 second. You embarrassed him. What are you coming to me for? Ask him for forgiveness. Oh, but when you do that, everyone that was there that you embarrassed them, you have to make sure they're all there too. Oh, you stole money from someone? Remember, you have to pay back every penny.
Yeah, what?
Every single penny you have to pay back. And if you don't pay back, you're gonna have to answer.
you can't pay
Potentially, let me ask you, let's say,
Wait, before. Good?
Yeah.
Go.
let's say hypothetically, let's say you steal.
Hypothetically?
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
actually hypothetical. Let's say a person steals from somebody they don't know, and they can be like, listen, I'm giving this money to the doctor for that time, like let's say 5-10 years ago, whatever it was. So in that case, can you do that, or he has to go find that specific?
What does it mean he doesn't know who it was?
I don't know.
Well, I have a
situation,
case.
What if he just
don't
can't?
know.
Well, I had
What
a
if he
case.
can't pay the person back for whatever reason?
That's another thing.
But
That
if the guy passes away, can
passes away, you have to pay the kids back. Next.
Can
I'm
you
saying
pay?
in a case where you don't know, let's say you stole from
I know your question, but you're not gonna ask the question.
What would you mean?
I want you to ask the question.
What if he has no kids?
Ask the question. You pay to the closest relative.
Or can you pay it for something in his name, like?
Yes and no. With that, if he doesn't have kids,
Yeah.
I have to check that out. I know what you're asking. I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna tell you. Let's say you do deals. You broker deals. You never meet the person a day in your life. You talk to them. Let's say you steal from them. Now I don't know who he is, what he is, where he is, who he is. How do I pay him back? Is that the question?
No, I'm saying.
I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general, right? I'm not violating you. I'm asking a serious question. Oh, you know why he thinks I'm violating him? Because it hurts home. It hurts home. You know. But here's the real answer. Before someone brokers a deal, don't you have his license? So do you really know him or you don't know?
I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying in general.
I didn't specifically.
I'm just saying in general about that. Generally, you know where he is.
Yeah.
So for those people, you have to pay back. But let's say you actually stole something. I don't know how you don't know who you stole from. Let's say you went to the bank and you stole a bunch of money, and now you don't know who it goes back to, right? The person you stole from, you have to give it back to.
I'm saying, let's say you saw something on the bench, right?
Oh, if you're on the bench, you didn't steal. The Gemara says because it's public.
Yeah, what if you
Unless there
stole
is a siman, and usually there isn't a
What if you
siman.
stole from
Okay,
someone,
I got a
but
different-
it was years ago, and you're not in touch
should
with them,
pay
you don't
back.
know where they are?
I
or
have to tell you a personal story. Personal story. I also one time took money from someone. I couldn't find him. It took me 3 years. I got to him at the end. But it took me 3 years, and I paid him back.
Yeah,
I wanna
got
tell you
to him,
something.
but You can't get to him.
There's something called siyata d'shmaya. Siyata d'shmaya means Hashem gives a certain power and a way for you to at the end reach what you want to reach in your life, for good or for bad. That's irrelevant. If you really want to find a person, you're gonna find him. You're gonna find him.
But in the case where you can't find it, can you just be like, oh, I'm gonna give it to tzedakah or whatever it is? Or you
So
have
it
to-
depends on the case. We have to see. Every case is different.
We get the mitzvah for tzedakah, but
Every case is different.
But the one
Every
who
case
finds
is
your
different.
back to
No,
the
you asked a good question. I also asked this once to the Dayan. But that was on my case, a different case. So that's different. Last question. I'm not holding anyone up. If you guys have to leave, the door is there.
The question is, you said how you feel like only a certain very small group of people have this quality of, like you said, influencing in a way, in a good way. I want to know.
I don't know what you're saying.
You said earlier about whatever, different levels, right?
Yeah.
And influencing the other person in the proper way.
Okay.
So I wanted to know if you could dive a little bit deeper into that, if possible. How to do that.
The reason why there's very few people that can do that is because there's very few people that want to do that. It's not there's very few people that do that because they're the only ones that could do that. Those are the only people that don't want to do it. The ones that want to do it, Rubiyev. The ones that want to do it will do it. The ones that don't want to do it will not do it. The question is, how do I always stay motivated? That's the question. How do I always stay motivated to always do? To always do. Right?
For yourself.
You're not doing that. When you think you're doing it for yourself, you won't be always motivated. That's the answer.
What is if again? I'm sorry.
Anything. People that have families, they're tired sometimes. They don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to work. I'm tired. My body's tired. I need to rest. But he knows that if he doesn't, what happens? He can't pay rent, can't pay yeshiva bills, he can't pay car. So is he not going to work? No. Why? Because at this point he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for who? For the family. When you live and you think you're living on this earth because you're doing it for you, that's the mistake. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it because you have a job. And that job, as your life progresses, you know what your mission is. But you have to complete it. And part of it is to serve God with happiness. So anytime you're falling, you have to understand you're only falling because you think you're doing it for who? Yourself. And in reality, who are you really doing it for? Hashem. You're doing it for the ultimate. When automatically you have that in your mind, you don't fall. You don't get tired. And if you do get tired, that's your self-motivation to continue going. Again, this ideology of this Christian mentality hit the Jews so bad of punishment and reward and thinking that we have to do things for ourselves. No. That's not authentic Judaism. We're not doing anything for ourselves. We're doing everything because we have a job. We have a mission. I cannot do what you do and you cannot do what I do. Because if I can do what you do and you can do what I do, then one of us is here for nothing. It happens to be that you can only do what you do and I can only do what I do. And sometimes if we work together, we can bombast it even greater. That's the answer. You only feel content when you feel satisfied. When are you not content? When you're not satisfied. You have to learn to make yourself unsatisfied, always hungry. But not only for money, to serve Hashem. Because the ultimate reward is what, as we said? Bringing down Hashem's glory. It's greater than anything in the world. Are we done?
Yeah. Wait, Rabbi, I feel like you didn't ask the question.
Based on what you said, you're saying you're doing this for God. Technically, God doesn't need our mitzvot and everything.
So why did He create you?
You're doing it, but you can't
I asked you a simple question.
to reveal godliness in the world. Through the mitzvot and Torah.
So, what does that mean?
What does it mean?
Does He need me?
He needs you in this world. To do this.
So He needs me?
Yeah.
There's your answer. You answered your own question. You know why you can't? You know why you can't understand that? Because it's hard for us to understand that God might need us. So here I'm gonna So this is what I'm gonna break it down to you. He in His existence is not dependent on us. In His existence, He does not depend on it. On His plan, how He structured the world, He's become dependent on us. Because He created us for what? If not, why did He create me?
How does that mean? No, it's the point.
He created you in order to reveal whatever He can't reveal on His own. Because He structured the world in order for you to do the revealment and not Him. Because if He wanted to reveal it, you wouldn't be created. The fact that you're created, you have to do something that He restricted Himself from doing.
Which is
Doing the mitzvot. Tikkun olam.
in front of the goyim,
Yeah. Le'enei kol ha'amim, the Torah says. You are on this world to be a light for the nations. What light and what nations? Habibi. There you go. There you go.
How can he restrict himself if he's unlimited?
No, I'll answer you. I'll answer you. We're getting confused with God in His essence and God in His plan. That's our problem. That's why there's so many fights between Gdolim now. Manas Freeman and Mizrahi. Just threw that out, right? They're both fighting about two different things. We're not arguing on God. On the Ein Sof, there is no argument. He's unlimited. We're saying in His machshava, when He decided to create the world, He created the concept of limitation. But not Him in His essence. Him in His essence, we don't even have an understanding of Him. We only can have a certain understanding of how He decided to create the world. And His deciding of creating the world, He created a concept of limitation. Does God have negativity? So how can we have klipa? We shouldn't have klipa. God created that too. Why? For you to see good. Because if the world would only be good, you won't realize what's good. So He had to create bad in order for you to realize between good and bad.
Didn't that happen after Adam's sin?
The problem is we don't learn this in this way, so we think we're robots. What's the purpose of my existence? The purpose of your existence is to bring down this godliness. Because if not, why are you in existence? The fact you're in existence, you're doing something that He limits Himself from doing. Because that's the way He structured it.
Question.
Good?
One more question.
Rabbi, he's buying like physical.
I'm not done.
things.
Right?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I have a question. So let's say you own a store, and like let's say.
No, based on this topic, does anyone have any questions?
Go
ahead.
Wow.
Am I allowed to use
McDonald's and Eretz Yisrael.
No.
Ellen.
It's not even kosher.
No.
There's no.
But this is a different question.
So the limitation is concealment?
That was kind of random.
Is that how He limited Himself? Concealment?
He limited himself by concealment. Yeah, and your job is to make him to unconceal him by doing Torah mitzvot. When you do the Torah mitzvot, you just made him in this world. You revealed him.
We got so deep.
It makes you think.
Oh, Rabbi.
I do not eat McDonald's when I'm in Eretz Yisrael. That's my answer.
That means you can't. Karochi.
Rabbi, he's buying
Kosher, not kosher.
indulging in too much physicality.
Is it isur d'oraita?
Yeah, like let's
Next.
say-
Wow. Let's go to the store.
Just stop. Go ask.
Hey, I'm done.
You can't just leave
I answered you. I answered you.
I'm saying if you have the ability, let's say you have
I'll be a
money.
Gemini right now, suddenly.
Let's say you have the money, right? And you have the ability, let's say, to buy something nice and very expensive. But again, it's not like you're breaking, your bank. Just saying you want to buy the physical item, but again,
Why are you buying it?
You like
because I like it.
No, that's a problem.
Why I can't like something?
If I'm buying it because I'm scared the dollar's going to the garbage and I'm trying to save my assets, that's a different question.
No, but you have that too. I'm saying this is something.
No, you don't have that too. It's either you have the money or you have the property. You gotta pick. Because if you have the property, you don't have the money anymore. Because that money becomes what? Into an asset.
he has 100 mil. He wants to buy a Ferrari.
I want to buy. Let's say I want to buy.
Torah-wise, it might be an isur.
Even if you have the ability to buy it.
The ability to buy does not make it allowed or not allowed. That's what you're not understanding. This is where people get it wrong. If you have the ability to buy it and actually you don't use it for a good cause, you will be judged for it. I don't want to go into that because I don't want to put people into pressure. Go ahead. If you want to buy something or
Someone
at
has
the
a store,
store.
let's say, and you have an employee, and somebody's like a couple cents short, and the employee says it's okay.
No, he's not allowed to do that.
No, but let's say he does. It's 5 cents hypothetically. So he's gonna come back to this world for 5 cents.
No,
I thought you asked the boss if you're allowed to do that. If they say yeah, then you're allowed to.
Yeah, we saying
But what if
no.
he didn't? Like, it's like 5 maybe. It's not gonna.
He has to
happen.
ask forgiveness from the boss. I'm not joking with you. I have this problem all the time. Let's say someone pays a cent more. He just says, keep it. And just walks away. That might be Isur also.
I don't think no one cares for that couple cents.
It's not about what...
That's why
This is the problem. We don't keep the Torah about feelings. It has nothing to do...
You gave up hope, Rebbe.
No!
Yes.
No! Listen! We don't keep the Torah based on our feelings. We keep the Torah based on the rule, on our obligation. I gave up hope. I didn't give up hope.
That's part of
I
Torah, though.
did. Let's say a woman cheats on her husband, and the husband says, "I don't care." Can he still live with her? Yes. No. There are men like that. You just don't know it. You don't know. I know men like that.
Lost.
They don't care. They forgave their wife that they cheated on. They forgave. They said, no problem. You did tshuva, done. Is he still allowed to be married to her?
No.
Why? The halacha says you're not allowed. Simple. Now don't tell me 5 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent. It doesn't make a difference. It's not how you feel. It's what the Torah decrees.
Giving up hope is part of Torah too. People can give up hope.
You don't give up hope. You know what it means give up hope? When you lose something. You didn't lose a penny. You said you can have the penny. You didn't give up hope on the penny. Learn that when you learn, you cannot put two things that have nothing to do with each other together. Do you understand why I'm saying that?
Okay, Rabbi. So I'm gonna give you another example.
No. Dinei Mamonot, I'm not an expert in. I cannot answer you on money cases. I only can tell you on things that I have experienced. I'm not an expert in it. I'm sorry. I'm far from it. I know a lot of things. Doesn't mean no. He's also not. Dinei Mamonot, you have to be a dayan. You have to know heavy, hard choshen mishpat.
That's when we have the 7-year thing, right? Just in case, like, if the scenario.
No, that's you're saying something else. You're to farming right now. You're getting into farming.
Yeah, but
You're done.
Oh, I have a question.
That's
I have a question. A serious question about what he said. Let's say I have a debt to pay, right? Me.
Said no money question. You just said that.
No, it's not money question. It is what it
That
is.
is money.
No.
Okay, relax.
Yeshua.
Ready? This is it's tight. It's tight. Don't bother. I'm saying, let's say I owe somebody a debt, right? The 7th year of Shemitah comes around. We don't have a principal or anything like that.
That's Shemitah. I think it's not Shemitah. It's Yovel. It's Yovel. It's not Shemitah. It's Yovel. Yovel just passed. Hey, look, you can't say that. Oh, I'm good. There's lost. Last question. Go ahead.
The question for Rav.
Whatever. What was the question?
Question about the influencing. Like, how do you suggest? What is the Torah way of influencing for the good? Whether it's partner, friend.
Influence what? You want to influence others?
Let's say.
You want to influence others?
Yes.
You start with yourself.
And then after that?
You have to understand something. Energy. This world is all energy. When you do something, what you are being mashpia on yourself, and that hashpa'ah goes to others. That's all I'm gonna say. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.